Happy Friday, everybody.
What's up, folks? We made it through another one.
It's Danny Boy and Bill Corpus Crispy with you and always with you.
Top of the morning.
Everybody, we appreciate you, love you, and thank you for joining us. Um, and like I said, end of the week, recapping the draft.
Wow, dude. It was your favorite thing last night, broski.
Mm.
Chaos.
Congratulations. Congratulations on the Giants picks.
Not bad picks.
They
I'm
did a
very, I'm
very
very, I'm
solid
very
job.
satisfied.
They did a pretty solid job. I was hoping Caleb Downs would just keep falling and falling and falling since everyone else kept falling and falling and falling.
'Cause I'm free.
All right.
Free falling.
But of course, that didn't happen. The Giants end up with Maui Noah in that 10th pick. You take it. Like it's a good protection for Dak and Dart. You can't complain about that. Um,
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. So yeah, we got NFL draft talk today. We got I think Reggie has to vent about the Knicks.
mm, yeah, and
And we
little
have to celebrate
programming.
something.
Yes, we can. And I'm wearing it right now. So,
You'll see it when we get there, folks. You'll see it
yeah.
when we get there.
The teasers, I'm wearing it. So, in any case. But we start with the NFL draft, obviously. It was the big topic of the night in the sports world and everything. Live in Pittsburgh for round one. We were live for two while Mark and I were watching the disgusting display that was the New York Knickerbockers in game three. Um, Going through the draft order, obviously number one pick was a no doubter. No, not once did anyone ever question that Fernando Mendoza, uh, number one pick. No one questioned it at all. And look, I'll just say this real quick about Mendoza because I feel like because he was such a lock at one that his prospect and everything got sort of overshadowed by everybody else. Um, for the Raiders and the fact that they have Kubiak as the coach and everything, I think it is if he is as a big of a generational talent as they think he is, and look, I certainly have questions about Mendoza, but he was the best player in college football, at least the best quarterback in college football that season, and deserved every bit of that number one pick. And for the Raiders, they get their guy. So I'm very happy for them.
Yeah. So yeah, Raiders number one. But what do we always say here, folks? The draft starts at pick number two.
When it's not much of a lock, right?
When it's not much of a lock, that's when pick number two starts, my friend.
hmm And that was the New York Jets, my New York Jets, who, um, of course, we've been arguing for quite a while about who they were going to choose. Me and Bill were in lockstep on Arvell Reese. I wanted Arvell Reese. I had Arvell Reese in my mock draft. Obviously, I had to change my prediction after my mock draft because of what a lot of experts and a lot of the sources out there were saying. And ultimately, they ended up choosing David Bailey at two. It's a safe pick. It's a win now pick. It's someone that, you know, we know what we're getting versus Arville Reese, who is more of a, well, we know what we're getting, but we don't know his ceiling. There's a lot more that he can learn and grow, and he's like the better prospect. He can always be developed. And for Glenn, I just much rather for his coaching ability, just as a coach in general. I think having that type of project would have been better for him. But it's very obvious that the Jets are not trying to tank, even though experts say they're, trying to tank. This is a
So they
team that
can get their
wants,
new quarter. So they can get their
this,
new quarterback next year.
yeah, this is a team that they wants to win. But here's the thing: if Geno Smith is good this year, well, where's the quarterback going to come from? I think they're going to pick a quarterback in this draft because they're once again banking on this team to being good. So we'll see in that second round. They traded it out of the second round, by the way. That first pick of the second round at least. To trade back into the first round. We'll talk about that in a second. Um, but Jets pick David Bailey. It's not a bad pick. It's a great pick. It's just a safe pick. And sometimes safe picks can be great. It can be team changing and franchise altering picks. But of course, once we get to the Giants, we'll then talk about the New York comparison that was there that we're going to have for years to come.
Yes.
In any case, Bill number three.
So number three. Okay, this one's turning a lot of heads.
Mhm.
The Arizona Cardinals pick Jeremiah Love from Notre Dame. Rifkin had a few things to say about this last night, remember?
Yeah, of course. Um, Shame on me for thinking the Cardinals were going to go defense because
I had them going
knowing
offense, but
knowing that LaFleur, see, Bill had the right mindset. Knowing that the Cardinals have LaFleur as the head honcho, I probably should have thought they would go offense here. I just didn't think they'd go running back. Running
yeah,
back at three, I think is a bit of a stretch.
you don't have a team to build around him,
Yeah,
too.
it's like, well, what is he gonna do? Play 17 games and win what? Six games? If they're lucky, seven games, and then miss the playoffs? Because that's the type of season that you're gonna put him in. You're gonna put him in a scenario where you're kind of sort of retooling, at the very least retooling, if not rebuilding your franchise. And he's just gonna stay there in Arizona for 4 years. And look, if all goes well, like I'll be very happy for Arizona, and hopefully LaFleur shuts me up. But knowing one how LaFleur coaches, which is not very good, and two, knowing the state of the Cardinals right now, it just doesn't make any sense for them.
I had him okay, I had him all over the place. At one point I had him going at I didn't have him going to like I know this may sound crazy, but I didn't have him going to like late first round.
Yeah. Well, it's not crazy.
I didn't have him going to like late first round. And then secondly, bro, and then I said I think maybe Tennessee's gonna take him.
Yeah. See, I think I had Tennessee taking my mock draft.
And then I was like thinking, why would you do? Because running backs are kind of risky to take this very early
Yeah.
because they
Well,
are very injury prone.
yeah, they're risky. And again, based on what your franchise had, based on what your team has, the resources, like, do they have a good offensive line to block? Do they have a good quarterback? Do they have a good offensive coordinator? Like what is it that they have that will make this run game explosive for him? That's what I'm kind of worried about now that he's going to Arizona. So again, LaFleur can shut me up. I'm a LaFleur hater, so he can shut me up and he can do well and whatever. And hopefully, Jeremiah Love has a successful career and makes the playoffs, wins Super Bowls. But right now, I just don't see it in his early part of his career. Anyways,
So, next. Are we ready for the? Okay, so next from my beloved New York Football Giants.
well, we did Cardinal Tate at four.
Oh, shoot, sorry, skip that. Okay, from the Tennessee Titans, wide receiver Cornell Tate.
Um,
This
so
made me scratch my head a little bit.
well, what it tells me they're trying to go for Love, the Titans.
No, I thought Love was going to the Titans.
That's that's what they told me. They told me that tells me they were in a panic move because they thought that Arizona would either go like offense or defense, like tackle, whatever. But they ended up going with Jeremiah Love, and now they're like, well, we don't have our big offensive weapon, so then they go after Carnell Tate. That's what that tells me because a lot of mock drafts and a lot of experts had them choosing defense, given the fact that uh given the fact that Robert Saleh's a defensive guy.
Okay. Number, yeah, but no, I was a little shocked that they were going wide receiver. I was a little shocked that they were going through to wide receiver. I thought they would go through. I thought they would go offensive line since they didn't get Jeremiah Love. I thought they would go offensive line.
Yeah.
So Cardinal Tate from the Ohio State University.
Hmm.
Now for number five, my beloved New York Giants. You ready?
Hmm.
Also from the Ohio State University, Arvell Reese. Which that was a shocker. It was a nice shocker, but it was a pretty shocker. It was a shocker.
Yeah, it was a no-brainer for the Giants. I
Because
mean,
I thought the Giants were first going to take Sonny Styles.
mhm. And probably would have that or Caleb Downs, but
Yeah, so Caleb.
yeah.
So yeah, but Sonny Styles go. I'm surprised they didn't pick Sonny Styles though, Reggie boy. What do you think?
I think I really think that for the Giants, Arvell Reese is a pretty solid player. I agree with you. In many other circumstances, you probably would have picked like Styles or Caleb Downs and all that stuff. Um, but in this case, pick Arvell Reese, man. He's a stud.
No, at that point, at that point, you pick Arvell. No, you got Arvell Reese on the board. You fucking take him.
Yeah, absolute no-brainer. So Giants pick them, and like I said, you'll forever have this like comparison. What if the Jets took Arvell Reese? And he did not fall to the Giants. And then Arvell Reese becomes a Micah Parsons or Miles Garrett and all those types of players. And the Jets are stuck with David Bailey, who is mid.
Yes, but hey, you know
Can
what? We
you,
got Arvell Reese. Sorry, bro.
can you
Actually,
imagine
no.
the smack talk if David Bailey sucks, and Arvell Reese becomes this big time Pro Bowler every year. Like,
I would not be a. I'm gonna be sitting here every year, Reggie, just laughing my you know what off.
yeah. Unless the Giants continue to suck and the Jets become good, then I'll be like, okay, whatever. Like, doesn't
Then
matter.
then you're gonna be laughing in my face.
Yeah. Any case, moving right along. The Chiefs ended up trading with the Browns for 6 and 9 and a bunch of other picks, and they chose Mansur Delane.
You know what? In my original pick,
Yeah,
in the original one, I had them taking him at 9.
right.
But I was thinking, like, when I heard that they were trading up, and I said this yesterday, when I heard they were trading up, I'm thinking, okay, Cornell Tate's off the board. They need some weapons for Mahomes. They need some weapons for Pat Mahomes.
Yeah,
So I'm thinking, are they going to go for Jordan Tyson?
right.
Like that's what I was thinking. I was thinking, are they going to go for Jordan Tyson?
It's wild
And
how it all works.
yeah, because I'm thinking, I think they might go for Jordan Tyson, but they, but no, Mansoor Delane, like God, they picked the guy at 6, who I thought they would have picked at 9.
Exactly. So very
And
interesting. All right.
so no, number 7, number 7. The Washington Commanders select Sonny Styles from The Ohio State University. Bro,
Mhm.
thoughts?
Um, solid pick, and I think it fits perfect for the scheme that the Commanders are going to play, and he's going to be a stud for Dan Quinn's defense. And look, for part of the ball that they struggle with, it's a nice deal. I like it. Number 8, Jordan Tyson. We talked a lot about him. He goes to New Orleans.
Good pick.
Uh,
Solid pick.
yeah, I mean, big time wide receiver, and if this Shuck is the real deal, he has a weapon now. Spencer Fano goes to the Cleveland Browns at number 9. He's out of Utah, offensive tackle. Um, Obviously, nice offensive front there. And then, of course, like I said before, the Giants picking CC Francis Mauigoa out of Miami.
Hey, I thought they were gonna go with Caleb Downs.
Yeah,
I thought they were gonna pick Caleb Downs.
yeah. And he was still there. Like,
And part of me, I'm like sitting there screaming. Sitting there internally screaming, pick Caleb Downs, you dumbasses. He's still there.
yeah,
He's still there. If you don't pick him, then I'm gonna go there and run up and draft him myself.
yeah.
But then when I heard Francis McGoy, how do you say his name, McGoya?
Maui Noah.
Francis Maui Noah. I'm like, okay, okay, okay. Because what else have I been screaming? Reggie, I've been screaming a lot of things over the last couple years, haven't I?
I think we all been screaming a lot.
Especially when it comes to the Giants. I've been screaming this since Reggie met me,
Yeah,
which was what, 13 years ago?
crazy to think about that.
Dude, our friendship is now a teenager. They
Amen.
grow up so fast.
Yep.
They grow up so fast. But anyway, Reggie, in the 13 years you've known me, when have I never complained about the Giants, Reg?
Hmm.
When?
You always complain.
Exactly. exactly. I've always complained.
remember the first football season we were friends, and you guys were still kind of sort of on that Super Bowl high, even though you missed the playoffs the year before, and everyone's
Yes,
giving me shit.
Reggie.
Everyone's giving me shit because the Jets were horrible in 2012, and they ended up being way better than a lot of people thought. That was a great season. I love that season.
And
That was,
that
you know,
and that was the year you told me that where you could basically be nice to tell me to shut the F up.
yeah.
But anyway, dude, like no, but nah, I think this was a good solid because here's another thing I've been screaming about for the last how long Reg has known me. The O line sucks.
Hmm.
So okay, we got a new piece to the O line. Did you hear what he said about to Jackson Dart? I'm ready to die for you, bro.
Hmm.
You better protect Jackson Dart, Francis,
Yeah.
or else you have to listen to me. A loudmouth who maybe five people know exists, who does a podcast out of a basement. But my opinion is very worth it. Isn't it, Reg?
Yep. Totally. Totally worth it. All right.
So you better listen to me, Francis.
Mhm. Other first round notables. Like you said, Caleb Downs goes within the Bills division and the Dallas Cowboys. Um, I think the Cowboys traded up to 11, if I'm not mistaken,
I
right?
believe so, yes.
Um, to get Caleb Downs. So great choice there. Ty Simpson goes to the LA Rams. I think this is a perfect place for Ty Simpson. And good job by the Rams for one recognizing, hey, look, we don't know how much of Stafford we're gonna have. I don't know how many good years of Stafford we're gonna have. So let's pick Ty Simpson, who has limited starting experience in college. Let him learn for a couple of years under Stafford. Let him build his confidence, and then next in line. Perfect move for the Rams. I don't know what are your thoughts on that, real quick.
No, I think that's a because we don't know how much gas Stafford has left in the tank.
Yeah,
I think that was a very good. And did you hear they actually called Stafford and told him we're going to draft Ty Simpson?
that's awesome. And you know what? That's another thing about the Rams that I really do appreciate is the fact that they're so well run that they can communicate to their players and be like, "Hey, look, here's what we're doing. Understand why we're doing it. This is for the future." And if everyone's on board with it, I'm telling you, like I have a real good feeling about that franchise long term. So good stuff there. And he's in a perfect spot. I mean, McVay is such a great coach. Like he's in a perfect spot. So congratulations to Ty Simpson. He goes to the Rams at 13. Caden Proctor before him to the Dolphins. He's the offensive tackle. Um, Ruben Bain Jr. going to Miami. Sorry, going to the Tampa Bay at 15. Excuse me. He came from Miami. I expected Omar Cooper Jr. to be at 16, and the Jets didn't pick him. They ended up picking Sadiq, the tight end.
Yeah.
Um, I was shocked that he kept falling. I was
I'm free. Who did you think the Jets were going to take at 16?
well, I thought it'd be Omar Cooper Jr. because they needed a wide receiver.
And the funny is when they traded again and they got number 30, they took
Yeah,
him at
that's where
number
they
30.
took him. Exactly.
They
They
took him at
got
30.
They went back into the first round. They got rid of their second round pick. They traded back into the first round to get Omar Cooper Jr. And of course, I'm jumping for joy because the Jets end up having three first round picks in this draft. And didn't get and what gave up their second rounder, but you take it like it's not, you know, it's whatever. But no, I'm very thrilled by the Jets in this draft. They ended up getting their big time defensive player in the second pick. Um, they get this tight end Sadiq, who's highly regarded, and then of course they get Omar Cooper Jr., wide receiver who can hopefully be a complement to Garrett Wilson.
I think so. I hope so.
Yeah,
I hope so too, bro.
yeah. And then of course for more draft coverage, Wishbone Shotgun eventually will have a recap. Uh, Mark and Mike, I think they're planning on doing something.
Yeah. When they're not ending the live stream, Mark.
Oh, I am so sorry, Bill.
Yeah,
Uh,
so it was just so Mark had to leave because he had a doctor's appointment. Knocking on
yeah.
wood, everything goes well. But so me, Mike, and John, like, okay, we're gonna stay. We'll stay a little bit. We'll do the rest of the first round. And Mark accidentally ends the meeting.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, Mark, once he leaves, like he's gone. Like he just doesn't think twice about anything. And he probably didn't realize that he not only left, but he ended the meeting and ended the live stream. So,
And also Patch, who stayed a little bit last night, he Irish goodbye us.
which is, not uncommon with Patchman.
Now he gave us the Irish goodbye. He
As
left and he didn't tell us.
as much as we love him,
And we
he
do.
he tends to do that a lot. So, no, like I mean, I always give him the benefit of doubt. His internet sucks at times.
Well, because he lives out in the middle of nowhere.
Exactly. Or maybe he just got tired and he works a lot. So it's like I always try to find the right excuse to not be mad at Patchman.
No, we love the Patch Man.
Because we love him so much, and the fact that he even showed up is good enough for me. So it's like, you know,
No, I agree.
yeah, it was good to see everybody. Good seeing John Haraska.
Yeah, it was good seeing John. Hopefully, Johnny, we will have a we will have a door open if you want to come on Bombers Banter.
Hmm. Yeah, we tape next week. Obviously, it probably um uh
Maybe Thursday.
yeah,
We'll talk.
yeah. Well, and of course that invite might be a little uh too soon, but whatever. Like,
No, Johnny, you're always welcome.
but come aboard.
Come on, Johnny. We need
We'll
someone to help
we'll 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 raise the roof about the Yankees. How about that?
in both good and bad ways.
Yeah.
So anyway, so Reg, you got some thoughts about the Knicks?
I do have some thoughts about the Knicks.
I'd like to hear them.
Game three was last night. The Atlanta Hawks ended up taking that game 109-108, another tight one. Um, this is one where the Hawks actually blew a lead and not the Knicks, so shocking enough. Um, what pissed me off the most about this team was the fact that you're thinking after game two, where you blow your 12, 14-point lead, whatever the heck it was, and allowed the Hawks to stay in it and enough for them to come back and win it. The massive collapse that they had. You would think, okay, well, we got to start off with a bang to really send a message to this team being like, hey, look, we're better than you. We're going to kick your ass. They didn't do that. Instead, the exact opposite happened. Very frustrating to watch. You had turnovers galore by all the Knicks. Like they were being swarmed on defense. There's like they had no space to work with. Meanwhile, when the Knicks went on the defensive end, after having these horrible offensive possessions, The Hawks could literally toy with them however they wanted. They had so much space. They're doing the give and goes. They had wide open shots. It was pathetic to watch. Mikal Bridges is a disaster. He had no points and contributed nothing. I think he went like 0 for 4 or whatever. Nothing. This is a man that we gave up 5 draft picks, 5 first round draft picks for Bill. And look, me and Mark have really, really, really tried to see the good in Mikal Bridges. We really have. He has been a disaster to watch. So that was very, that was rough. Josh Hart had a horrible night after a very good game two and a pretty solid game one as well. Um, he had a horrible night. I think he went like 1 for 9 shooting, and again, non-factor. I think the high scores were OG Anunoby at like 29. Good to see that he was back in the mix. He played for 37 minutes. Jalen Brunson had 26 points. And again, was him and Cat um, Cat, OG Anunoby, those are the 3 bright spots. But then everything else was just a total disaster. And honestly, like Jalen Brunson's not playing, hasn't really played well this series. You know, we're talking about how Brunson is one of the greats. Well, the Hawks have actually done a pretty nice job at defending him. They're not allowing him to do what he wants. So tough one to swallow. The Knicks did take the lead. They had a 3-point lead, 108, 105 with about a minute to go before the Hawks they ended up scoring 4 points in the final minute. Knicks scored none um, to to take the win. And last second shot by CJ McCollum, who has been phenomenal against the Knicks.
So,
Phenomenal. In
Reggie,
all 3 games.
if
So just real quick, Bill.
sorry,
I apologize.
no, I should apologize to you for cutting you off.
It's all good, man. Yeah, McCollum has been terrific. Jalen Johnson has been terrific. Nikhil Alexander Walker, putting up some solid minutes as well. How about Kuminga? Kuminga, 21 points off the bench. Yuck. Yuck. This Atlanta team has been great defensively. They've been great offensively. And they are tough as nails. They do not give a damn about what the odds say, what it is. They got nothing to lose. They are in a phenomenal spot. They can continue to just loosen up and chill out, play however they want. What's the worst that can happen? Well, worst that can happen is that they lose the series. And guess what? They were expected to lose the series anyway. Or they can continue to play hard and make the Knicks sweat. Uh, Bill, your thoughts?
If the Knicks get bumped in this round, and listen, we still got another game tomorrow.
Yeah.
We still got another game tomorrow. We still got another game on, what is it, Monday?
Mm.
I want to ask you something, Reggie. Should the because I've been seeing on WFAN Facebook pages that if the Knicks get bumped from this round, Mike Brown should be fired, yes or no?
Here's the thing. You
Okay,
hired
here's the
Mike
thing.
Brown to get over that championship hump, right?
Yeah.
They said it was going to be different. They said, hey, look, we're going to unlock what Tibbs couldn't unlock with Brunson, with Cat, with Bridges, especially with Bridges. What the hell are we unlocked? What the hell has changed? It's not a matter of whether Mike Brown gets fired because he was just hired and the Knicks had a great regular season. Um, the real questions that are going to come out of this if the Knicks get bumped out is more about whether or not Jalen Brunson, as the leader of the team, whether he is fit enough to lead the Knicks to a championship, whether the Knicks with this group of players are good enough to win a championship, do we have to trade folks like Karl-Anthony Towns to get someone like Giannis? Do the Knicks have to make pivots? The Knicks have made a gigantic pivot after they threw Tom Thibodeau under the bus and went with Mike Brown with championship expectations. So that's the real question. And that's going to be hanging on Brunson until the Knicks either. And look, I'm not, even if the Knicks get to the finals and don't win, like, there's going to be a lot of questions about whether Brunson can lead this team to the championship,
Because
to
the thing,
a championship win.
the thing
And
is, but here's what you got to think about with Mike Brown, and Jalen Brunson. If the Knicks get bumped in this first round, it really shows you they kind of regressed from last year.
they already did regress. You know what I mean? Blowouts they had a ton of blowouts. Tibbs didn't allow blowouts to happen. They've already regressed. That's already been a thing. But they're not going to fire Mike Brown because they think that Mike Brown can unlock everything.
Kenny,
The whole reason for firing Tibbs and bringing in Brown was for championship aspirations. They believe that Mike Brown's the guy. Now I feel bad for Mike Brown because I know he's not the guy. And he's being asked to do is incredibly unfair. But that's the reality of the situation.
that
It's a
is the
tough one.
reality of the situation.
Tough one.
So yeah,
The bigger
Knicks in
questions are
trouble,
going to
folks.
come or not the Knicks have the team, not necessarily the coach, but the team to win a championship. Like with this group of players. Game on Saturday. At first, I said it was not a must win because I think the Knicks are still good enough to win the series. It's a must win now
Oh, it's a must win right now.
because the way that the Knicks lost the last two games, the Hawks have all the confidence in the world, baby. Like they have all the confidence to just absolutely toy with this franchise. They think they could beat the Knicks. That's not a good feeling if you're in New York. It's not a good feeling. So must win territory. And it is going to be a tough game now. Now that we know what this Hawks team can do. And look, this is why I wanted to face the Raptors because I knew this would happen. I knew crap like this would happen, where the Hawks would make it a tough series. I still think it goes six. I just don't know who wins. Now I don't know who's going to win.
Yeah, I didn't watch the game last night because I don't have that
You,
certain streaming
you
service.
don't have. That's another thing. Like,
Can we stop this?
can it be on like NBC or something? Like, let's see. Saturday game. It's it's on NBC, so you'll be able to watch it. But like,
Congressman Ryan, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Are you coming on so we can discuss this, please? You said I remember last year you posted that you wanted to talk about this. Come on, Congressman. I know the world is on fire right now, but come on. You could spare a few minutes to talk to me.
in any
And
case,
Reggie highly endorses this idea, don't you, Reg?
yes.
Reggie highly endorses it, so you got to come on, Red. You got to come on, Congressman.
Yeah, I would love to talk about it. It's rough sometimes
What's
having
rough?
to find these
Sorry, my
streaming services.
earpiece. My
Oh, do real quick, Mama, I'm really sorry about what I'm about to say, but I just thought it was absolutely hilarious. So during last Saturday's game one, Knicks versus Hawks, my mom, who doesn't watch sports, wanted to watch the Knicks. Here's one thing about my parents. They'll watch big games, no problem. They love watching the big games. So my mom calls me and was like, "Hey Daniel, um, where's the game on and when does it start? I said, Mama, the game's over. There's like 12 seconds left. The Knicks are like winning big. Wait, what? 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 What?
What time's the game on?
What? What's the channel? What's the channel? I said, Mama, they're on streaming. It's on Prime. You got to log in. Prime? What's Prime? I said, Mom, it's the Amazon service. What's the password? I said, ask Daddy. It was one of those back and forth conversations, and they're
You
trying to get
wish
me
you
to
were
be
there,
there.
weren't you?
Yeah, it was rough, and then
God bless your parents.
it was me back and forth screaming, Mama, just talk to Daddy. No, help me. Mama, just talk to Daddy. Just help
Just
me.
call Dad.
It's like, Daddy's right there. Talk to him.
Was your
He's like,
dad
oh,
right there?
forget it.
Was your dad right there?
Yeah.
Was your
Uh,
dad right there, Reg?
I don't know. I was just talking to my
Is
mom.
your dad? Is dad there?
Yeah, she was with a family friend. Um, Mama, I'm
God,
sorry I had to do that, but like,
Mama Ryan's.
um,
Oh
but
my God, that's hilarious. What
yeah,
time's the game on? It's over.
she for whatever reason she thought it was a 8 o'clock game. Well, here's one thing about the playoffs that I just absolutely love: these 6 o'clock games. More of these, please. We need more of these 6 o'clock games because I can have the night to just hang out and chill and do whatever the fuck I want,
And not have
not
a
have
stroke.
to end the night with sports. It's been pretty nice to have these early games. Just wanted another thing to throw out there. But she thought it was an 8 o'clock game and where it wasn't. So, Mama, you don't have to worry if you want to watch the Knicks. Um, Channel 4, for those of you in New York, Channel 4, you'll get the Knicks game. Um,
So anyway,
so Knicks down in a 2-1 hole. Series obviously not over, but confidence wise, like, are you really that confident the Knicks are going to do their thing? I'm not.
you're
Um,
not confident.
I mean, right now I'm not. They have to show me something on Saturday. They have to show me something on Saturday. Um, like I said, game highs from Anunoby 29. He had 9 rebounds, 3 blocks. Jalen Johnson, 24 points, double double with 10 rebounds, 8 assists. Cavaliers and Raptors. Again, the Raptors were who I really wanted. Um, but the Cavaliers ended up losing this game 126-104, giving the Raptors fans something to cheer about. They now have a 2-1 deficit in the series. Um, Barnes had a great night. He had double double with 33 points, 11 assists. Um, Mobley was the high performer for Cleveland. He had 15 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. And then, of course, the Nuggets and Timberwolves. How about the Minnesota Timberwolves taking a 2-1 series lead? They come back home and um, in a near 20-point advantage, beat the Denver Nuggets 113-96. Um, and then as the bracket stands right now, the only two teams that have not lost yet are the Lakers and the OKC Thunder. They have games uh tonight and tomorrow respectively. Lakers play tonight, game 3 in Houston. Game 3 for OKC is on Saturday. They're one of the early games on Saturday. Um, Game 3 for the Spurs and Trailblazers. That series is tied 1-1. That's the late game tonight. Um, Game 3 from Pistons and Magic is Saturday. One of the early NBC games. Um, and then Game 3, Sixers and Celtics is tonight. They're the big time night matchup, 7 o'clock. Prime Video for those of you that want to watch it. It's on Prime Video.
So there.
I can't tell you what the prices are because it's against policy, but so.
So yeah, that is NBA talk for you folks.
Mhm.
And now we go to baseball. And Reg, I'm very happy today. And you know what I think this calls for?
Bring it out, Billy boy.
Dun 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 do 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 do. We're sweeping up to Boston. Whoa! Sweep it up to Boston. Whoa! Sweep it up to find our wooden leg. And we got the broom. Sweep it up to find our broom. Ha ha! Okay, that just happened. Hold on.
It's okay. We're having too much
Yes,
fun here.
folks, the New York Yankees. The New York Yankees have swept the Sox. They swept the Sox. I got the broom and everything, Reg. I got the broom.
Yeah. Man, the Red Sox terrible.
Broom. Red Sox got broomsticked.
God, it wasn't even close, bro.
It was beautiful,
I
Reg. It was beautiful.
I think the third game of this set with Cam Schlittler um was easily their best shot at it, bro.
Yes.
Disaster.
Oh, did you hear Schlittler was getting death threats before going up to Boston?
Yes.
That's terrifying.
It's horrible. And, why? Because he comes from Massachusetts, and he grew up a Red Sox fan, and now he's a part of the Yankees franchise. Bro, for first things first, Cam Schiller had a good childhood if he grew up a Red Sox fan. At his age, I think he had a pretty good
Yeah,
childhood
at
growing up
his
with the Red
age, how
Sox.
old is he?
He's got to be in his 20s, right?
He's younger than us.
Yeah.
Nowadays, dude, everyone's younger than us.
He had to have a good childhood. He had three world championships,
Yeah,
if I'm
he
not
was born in
mistaken.
2001.
So three-ish world championships, right?
Yeah, he had,
Um,
no, wait, four.
maybe four-ish. We'll say four-ish.
Four, 2004, 2007, 2013, and 2018. So
We'll call it four because he was alive. Um, four-ish world championships. Definitely three that he probably remembers. Um, and lived a life where the Yankees were an absolute nightmare against the Red Sox. I mean, the Red Sox killed them in the playoffs. So I think he can enjoy being a professional ball player with the team that he used to hate, and y'all can shut the fuck up because he's kicking your ass right now.
yeah, that was insane.
Yeah.
That was insane.
8 strong innings, Cam Schlittler last night.
Yeah,
I mean,
Schlittler, dude.
he is a stud, absolute stud. Boy, I'm telling you, when we get Garrett Cole back, whenever that is, and I don't know when he's going to come into his real form, if he comes into his real form, with Max Fried, also a solid start in Boston,
Schlittler
and Schlittler,
and
and
Rodon when he comes
And
back.
I
That
mean, really more Cole. Again, if Cole can come into form, you have Cole, you have Freed, and you have Schlittler. That three right there, it already is a dirty rotation. Dirty. That is going to be something of the ages. Um, so and then of course Yankees swept. They were actually trailing in this game. Then Cody Bellinger came in. I think he's like the seventh inning. He came in to pitch hit, and he had a two-run single that gave the Yankees the lead. Um, Aaron Judge followed with a single of his own. I mean, they the Yankees right now are in a pretty good spot. Like they have look, they struggled a bit. What team doesn't? Everyone's gonna struggle. But at 16-9, and winners of 6 in a row, 8-2 in their last 10. Like, Bill, you gotta be thrilled with what the Yankees have been showing. And I know it's against bad teams, but so what?
Hey, you know what? I'll take it right now. I will absolutely take it right now, Reggie boy.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
everyone
Will,
will.
will you take it?
Oh yeah, I love this. So that was a pretty good series up in Boston. Always good to sweep.
We'll sweep it up to Boston. Whoa.
Love that. Besides the Yankees, the Mets sees they ended up winning their game too. Um,
2 in a row.
yeah, 10-8 your final score. Bo Bichette finally having his Met moment, a go-ahead home run. I think it was a 3-run shot that gave the Mets the lead for good. The Mets actually had a 7-1 lead in this game. They blew that. Ryan Jeffers with a grand slam late in the game to tie it for Minnesota. I mean, just awful. Awful. You cannot blow leads like that.
No, you
And
can't.
look, even though the Mets won the game, and look, the Mets look, they won 2 in a row, so I don't want to rain on anyone's parade here. But the fact that the fact of the matter is Mets have a lot of holes right now. Their bullpen is not very good. Starting pitching is iffy. And then, of course, your lineup, even though they had a much better night against the Twins last couple nights, um, there's just a lot of questions on this team.
No, there is.
And now with Lindor seems to be out for a little while, so with that, it's gonna be pretty tough. So, um, Mets improved to 9-16 on the season. Twins fall to uh 12-13. Um, Other games to look out for: the Braves beat the Nats 7-2. Tigers beat the Brewers 5-4. Cubbies beat the Phillies in extras 8-7. Padres over the Rockies 10-8. Rockies not doing too bad, but of course you're not beating the Padres. White Sox 4-1 over the Arizona Diamondbacks on the road. Um, Dodgers over the Giants 3-0. Pirates losing to the Rangers 6-1. Rangers winning at home. They're also not doing too bad. And then uh big time weekend coming up.
Yes. Yankees are playing Houston this weekend.
Yeah. Houston, who isn't very good. Like this should, I'm not saying it's gonna be a cakewalk because Houston they love playing the Yankees. So, they'll always find a way to try to get themselves more confident and try to kick their ass. But you got Will Warren going on the mound. Let's go. Like, let's get out there and let's win some games.
To win some games. So that so yeah. Yeah, so that's baseball for the week. Don't forget to check out Batter Up.
Better Pod live every Sunday morning, right around 10 o'clock, maybe a little after. And then of course, podcast version, wherever you get your podcasts. And usually Rifkin, Mark, and myself, but sometimes I'm not there. So.
Hey, he's a busy man.
Well, especially tomorrow. Um, Full disclosure, I did take up a shift at work, so I'm gonna be exhausted. I mean, you know,
He's a busy man. He's got bills to pay. He's got his own mouth to feed. Ain't nothing in this world for free. You can't slow down. And oh, we wish we could. 'Cause there ain't no rest for the wicked till we close our eyes for good. I
Bill,
fucking love that
you
place.
have such a lovely voice.
Yes. Please cover my Don't forget to get my Billy Joel cover album. It sucks.
Yeah,
I can joke at myself though.
yeah. A great way to end it on a happy note. You
Yeah.
know,
Sorry again. Another Friday, no top five. Sorry.
Yeah, we kind of had kind of busy. You know, we
We
gave
kind of
you
slacked off
well,
on this.
that, but we also kind of gave you a top five. We gave you top five draft picks that were drafted, so that kind of is a top five.
We'll count it. You know what?
We'll count it. We
Next
can.
Friday,
Yeah,
we'll go back to top fives.
yeah.
Starting next Friday, we will give you a top five.
We need to put some content out there. It's not like the NFL draft is gonna be every weekend, you know. So
Yes. So you'll get a top five next weekend. What's it gonna be? We don't know.
yeah,
It could be a
and
sports thing. It could be a movie thing. It could be a music thing. We don't know.
yeah.
It could
Um,
be the top five things that Reg wants to smack me over the head with.
mhm, yeah. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, subscribe to our log on to our website, excuse me. Log on to our website, follow our socials, and follow our podcast feed. You don't have time to watch us. I know you got time to listen to us.
Come on, we know you have time.
So please listen to us wherever you get your podcasts.
Wherever you
Um,
listen, get your podcasts. Listen to us.
yeah, we appreciate you. We love you.
And
We
most
thank you.
importantly, we thank you.
Um, Billy Boy, like I said, congratulations on Arvell Reese.
What a day.
I
What a
think
night last
I
night.
really do think he's going to be a stud.
The
Like I
first
really
giant
do.
the first giant pick in a lifetime that I don't in a while that I don't have to hit something.
Mhm.
So, yes. All right. So for Danny Boy Reginald, I'm Bill Corpus Crispy Murphy. Go to www.thesportssandynetwork.com. Check out our blogs, our history. Check out our podcast available on all platforms. And check us out here on the YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell. And we'll get you a Bombers banter sometime next week.
Mhm. We'll recap the month that was.
Yes. So from
I
all of us here, stay safe and take care.